everyone, it's Molly. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. Tonight, I'm going to do a big blue blowout. I'm gonna add a little bit of gold and white over top, but I just want this one to be fun and colorful. I'm excited to go big again, so I'm working on a 2-foot by 3-foot canvas. Let's paint. All right, hi everyone. Back to some big artwork. So I had a request to basically recreate, it was kind of like an ocean blowout from a long time ago. Now then, I was actually using pouring medium still. So this is mixed with just paint and water this time. So I'm interested to see how the reactions are gonna be. But I'm using basically all ocean colors, Payne's gray, phthalo blue, a mixture of phthalo blue and sky blue to create like a cerulean blue, some turquoise, aqua green, and then on top I'm gonna do gold and white as like a center kind of blowout. So I'm gonna blow all the base colors, and then I'm gonna take the white and the gold and blow those out as well. So I am going to start, I am gonna layer, just so that it flows well, a little bit of the blue. Ooh, what was that? Ew, what are you? Oh, it was part of the lid, part of this lip. So I am gonna use that around the sides, just so that I have enough paint and that it flows well. And then on the inside, I'm gonna start with some more of this blue. And then I'm gonna get a gorgeous color off my table again from these colors. So when I'm doing this type of blowout where I basically blow everything and then I go back in with colors and create the design, I do like to layer some of the color over top of each other so that I get some really pretty kind of cell reactions. Now I know, just from doing this for a long time, that if I were to blow these two colors together by themselves, one of them's semi-transparent, the other one's transparent, they will not react quite the same. So they don't create a bunch of cells, they kind of just blend into each other. So I like to add in some opaque colors over top as well, so that I get that cell reaction just like as if I was putting white in, and you can see it already starting to form there. So that's just a little tip. If you're trying to get some like cell reactions, make sure you layer your paints together, over top of one another, I mean. Okay, so these have got, I like what's happening here. And then when I put the white in there, I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of white within it. And then, or a lot. And then I'm gonna come back in and add some more white, but this is just for a little bit of kind of detail. That'll blow on out there, so that's good. Now I have this phthalo green color, which when it mixes together, it's gonna create this very pretty, almost turquoise color. Okay, there we go. So I just literally splashed all these on. I'm gonna blow in different directions to get some motion, and then I'll add the other part, the gold and the white. But first, let me pop any air bubbles. I went back and I rewatched my old video of this to see how I did it then, and that was when I was back on that side of my garage, and it was basically just my one camera angle. And I couldn't even see it that well, but I read the description and I saw that I had used pouring medium. I was like, oh, I was still using pouring medium back then. That green had some air bubbles in it. All right, so let's blow this part out. know, I honestly kind of like this like this. Okay, but the client wants the blowouts, so I'm going to have to do another one just like this and leave it. So, okay, so here's, whoops. Okay, so here comes the white. Not too much. And it was almost like a blowout from the center, so. A little bit more, and then I'm gonna come over top with a little bit of the gold. Hope I don't ruin this, because I really liked it the way it was. All right. Now in for the gold. This one is a little bit darker, so I don't know if he's gonna like that. Oh, I'm dripping everywhere. I should have done this in a cup. Oh my goodness. I need to hold my finger underneath it. There we go. What are you doing, Molly? I don't know. Does anybody else talk to themselves while they're painting? I talk to myself like all the time. Well, technically I talk to you. Right? Oh, I'm talking to you like you can answer me. Okay, so now I'm gonna blow this back out. I do have a lot of white still in the center here, and I wonder if I just touch it, if some of the blue would come through. I'm okay with like a little crevice peeking out, but this is like a lot. So I'm almost just like creating some cells. I don't know if I want them to touch into a point or just kind of flow. Come inward anyway, I guess. I just made a split decision to have a center. Like, okay, that's where this was going. And maybe drag some of the white now back out. Oh, wow. Now it has like a feel to it, a direction. I do have a lot here. Oh, really, really, really pretty. I do not have anything else to do with this. I'm done. I'm gonna show you what this looks like. There is a ton to see in this one. So this is for one of those, like if you like the entire canvas covered, no negative space, which kind of the blue acts as, it's not really negative space, but there's that gold reaction. Well, I'm gonna have to fix that one, huh? There's where I was touching my finger in the center. There's those pops of green. Really pretty. All right. Let's see how this one dries. All right, so here this one is, it is a 2 foot by 3 foot piece. And I'll be honest, this is not what the customer asked for. I think it's really pretty, but the other one was so much lighter. And this, you know, I always forget how dark Payne's Gray dries. So I will be remaking this one because this is definitely not what was asked for. But I think the colors in it are beautiful. So you're not getting it here, but this is like this color down there. It's actually a green. The colors are very off in the video, but let me see if I can get you up close so that you can see. See, there's like a turquoise color. Down there, there's that turquoise, you can see it. So it's very pretty, different, and I do think as well, I'm gonna stop at that first, when I blew all those colors that first time, I really liked the piece there too. So adding the gold and the white over top, yeah, I'm just gonna play around with the next one. But you know what? They don't always turn out the way that you thought. But I will say I was pleasantly surprised by this one anyway. All right, well, thank you for watching. Happy painting. Bye.